Hey guys, I'm MJ.
And I'm Freddie.
And we're from Bright Light, and we're here to introduce our brand new game, Float from the Deep.
Float from the Deep is a fast-paced tabletop game for 2 to 5 players. In it, your boat has crashed, and as survivors, you're trying to make your way to the island in the distance. You have 7 days to get there, and while trying to get there, you're going to be fighting amongst the 5 groups of players.
But in doing so, you'll be battling various creatures, dealing with inclement weather, and fighting off your fellow survivors in order to get to the island and survive.
So let's get into it.
So now we're going to talk about how to set up the game. You got one game board here, which is going to be the main tracker for all 7 days of when you guys play.
This is kind of the centerpiece for the game. It's going to tell you the different portions of the day that you're involved in, be it morning, afternoon, or night. It's also going to set you up for the end of each day where you'll owe water, and also possibly a creature fight will occur. You have 4 decks that you have to set up. It's the Castaways, your Out of the Blue cards, your Daily Status, and From the Deep. The first thing you'll do when you're starting the game is you'll place your tracker onto day 1, and you'll set up your Daily Status card and your creature for the day. These 2 cards are going to be kind of the main troubles of the day and set the tone for each day as you proceed.
So each player is going to have their own personal player station. This is what holds your leader and your castaways. It also holds your health as well as your water, and it also has a personal danger meter that you can use to track whenever you have to fight the different monsters.
So the leader cards offer each player a different ability with that specific leader. So each character you choose is unique, and that's going to kind of be like who leads your boat. Whereas every player will start with a tourist. A tourist is a pretty general character. They come with 2 health, and they allow for an additional dice to be rolled. So the more castaways you're adding to your boat, the more health you're going to have in your boat, the more strength and ability you're going to have in your boat. Every player is going to start with 2 waters, so you'll have 2 cubes on your card to start with, and your danger meter will be set at 0, but this will get set off throughout the day based upon cards you pull, based upon effects of the weather, or based upon the danger you're putting your players in by bringing other castaways into your boat.
So now that we're all set up, it is time to play.
So with the board set up, we're going to add the tracker meter to the morning of day 1. That's how your day is going to start. And then we're also going to deal in a daily status to the board and a From the Deep card to the board. Our daily status that we currently have for day 1 is going to be extreme heat. It's going to be a hot one. All players will owe 1 additional water at the end of the day. So because of this daily status, waters are going to be especially important at the end of the day. Also, we've dealt onto the board Cordelia. She is the siren or killer mermaid. She's what's going to be stalking us through the day. So when your danger meter goes up, she's who's going to come to your boat to battle. Or at the end of the day, depending upon whose danger meter is at the highest, she'll be the final battle of the day before the day ends. So from here, we're ready to begin the game. What we'll do is we'll deal each player 3 cards. Go ahead.
Just 3. There we go.
All right. And then from there, the way a portion of the day is going to work is each player is given 3 actions they can use. An action can be drawing a card, playing a card, or discarding a card. There's also a couple of other instantaneous actions that can occur when you draw certain things, but those are the main actions you can use. Once all players have used their 3 actions and done their turns, that's going to end that portion of the day, and we're going to move the tracker meter on to the next portion of the day. So let's begin playing.
All right, so I'm going to go first for my 3 actions. For my 3 actions, I'm going to use a water because we are in extreme heat, so I'm going to add that. And then for my second action, I will equip my leader with a knife. And a knife tells me that during battle, I can add +2 to my crew's roll, which we'll probably get into. And then for my 3rd and last action of my turn, I'm going to pick another card.
Lucky.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right.
We'll get to that.
All right, so now, if you were playing a real game, obviously we wouldn't be seeing each other's cards, but we want to explain these to you as we go. The other thing is that though you have 3 actions, you don't always have to use the 3 actions. You could cancel early if you wish to, but you have up to 3 actions. she also can only have, and I can only have 3 cards in our hands at a time. So if she hadn't used any of her cards, she couldn't draw anything.
Right.
All right, so you've done your turn. You're all set?
Yep, it's your go.
All right, so it's my go. I actually also have a water that I'm going to use since the day is going to get a little hot. So I've buried my water card, and I'm adding 1 water to my my inventory. Now, the nice thing is I have 4 slots, so if I get another water, I could have a full tank. I also have equipment. For my tourist, I'm going to add a flare gun to him. Equip this card to any member of your crew. During battle, add +3 to your crew's roll or use it to scare away a shark or squid. Use once during battle, then discard. So your weapon's nice because you get to keep using it. Mine, it's pretty powerful, but once it's used, I'll have to bury. And I have 1 more action, and I'm actually going to be kind of mean to you.
Oh.
So I have a downgrade. And these are fun cards because what they'll allow you to do is they'll allow you to actually hurt the players around you or put them in troubling situations. It also is nice because once I equip it to one of her players, they then can't add an equipment card or anything else to that player until they get rid of the downgrade. So in this case, your tourist is open, so I'm going to injure him. Go ahead.
Ooh. So now that my tourist is injured, it says equip this player to any member of another player's crew, which he did. This crewmate is now injured, causing -2 during any roll. So in theory, that basically cancels out my knife, which sucks.
All right.
But, yeah.
So that's it for me. I have no cards, which means I'm gonna have to wait till my next turn. But also that means that's the end of the portion of the day. So we're now gonna move into
the afternoon.
And
now
it's
my
on
go.
you.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to be mean yet. So I'm going to draw a card. Oh, nice. It says someone's in the water. Draw a card from the Castaways deck. You may choose to add them to your crew or leave them at sea.
And so this is considered an instant card. The difference here is when you draw these cards, you don't have any control. You have to do what's on the card versus being able to make more choices otherwise. The other thing is that she has the choice of bringing that person into the boat. What that means is if you were to have a full boat but you drew another card, you could switch out castaways for people who are better. But if you throw someone back into the water, that's going to raise your danger meter because, of course, those people are going to be fighting with you, making noise, splashing around, and things like that.
Yeah.
So you got to be smart in those choices.
Yeah, you got some strategy there.
So you've got
All right, so I'm going to grab a castaway.
Bury this.
And I have the Bachelorette. Oh man, okay, it says, we've got a wild one. Adding the Bachelorette to your crew immediately raises your danger meter by 1.
All right, so let's move you up 1.
Take her, because she will give me a dice roll. But there we go.
So, and she's also going to add 1 health to your boat.
And 1. Usually, some of the castaways, or most of the castaways, give you 2 health, but she is a troublemaker. So
the advantage here is she's going to give you 1 additional health, and she's going to add an additional dice to your action rolls when needed. The bad news is she's raised her danger meter by 1, and she's also only got 1 health. So yeah, we consider them shark bait.
All right, so
that was one. That was one of your turns.
Yep, that was 1 action. All right, maybe I'll be mean now. I'm going to use a downgrade card on you.
Okay.
And equip this card to any member of your another player's crew. This crewmate is going to it's going to be wounded.
All right, so equip this card to any member of another player's crew. This crewmate is now wounded and raises the crew's danger meter by 1. So I'm bleeding out.
Now we're even.
Yeah, so now we're both up there. All right, and you've got a third.
And I have 1 more action. So I'm going to draw 1 more card. Okay.
So it's my turn now, and it's the second part of the day still. So I have no cards in hand right now, so the only actions I can do is to draw more from the deck. So for my first action, I'm going to draw. My second action, I'm going to draw. Can't use that. And for my third action, I'm going to draw as well. And shit. Okay, so for my third action, I drew another instant card, and in this case, it's a creature attacks. The raft jerks as something hits the side and emerges. Your danger meter stays at its current level, and you must battle the current creature. Win or lose, your turn ends. So in this case, my danger meter is going to go up to 1. I can bury this card now, but I'm going to have to fight Cordelia. So bring in the action dice. So the nice thing is I have 2 people in my boat, which means of the 3 action dice, I can use 2 for my battle. The other nice thing is that my leader provides me with a +1 as their ability. So I've already got 1 added to my roll. And I also happen to have a flare gun, which gives me a +3. So once I use this, I'll have to discard it, but that puts me at a 4 already. Cordelia only requires a 7 to beat her. So all I really need to do is land a 3 with these, and it should be pretty smooth sailing.
Come on, roll 2.
You would. All right, so I demolished her. So my danger meter is going to get cleared. My flare gun is going to go away because I've used it, so now I'm not as protected. And Cordelia is no longer a problem for me, but she's still in the water. She's still lurking. She can come back out. But this is going to end the second portion of the day, and we're going to move into nighttime.
All right, so I still have 2 cards. So let's see what I get here. I'll get one. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah, that's not going to help, actually.
Oh, okay. I got another someone's in the water.
So this is an instant again, so she has to follow it.
I have to do it. Okay, so let me see what I get. Oh, I got a cop.
But you have a full boat.
Yes, so I gotta get rid of someone. And like mentioned before, if I get rid of someone, it will raise my danger meter up by 1. So the Bachelorette's gotta go.
All right, so Bachelorette's floating in the water.
Keeping the cop.
And that will also raise your health.
Yes. So I got it there, and then I'm up to 2 now.
All right, so you drew that and you discarded her, so
Yes.
that's 2. So you have 1 more action.
One more action. So I'm going to look at. Okay, cool. I got medical supplies. Use this card to remove a downgrade card from one member of your crew, or add 1 health to the member of your crew. Well, I will have to save that action for the next round.
But thanks for telling me you have that. So.
Well, I mean, just being nice here.
All right, so we're on the last turn of the last part of the day. So I have some cards in hand, and I have some stuff I can do. So what I'll do is I'm going to equip my tourist with a knife. So that's 1. I'm going to draw a card. Got it. I'm going to load it up here. And all right, I'm going to end my turn with that. Because I know with your meter being at 2,
yeah,
and that's 7 minutes ahead of the day, I don't have to worry about anything. So the end of the day comes. There's 2 things that happen at the end of every day. The first thing is going to be that everyone owes water. In this case, because I have 2 people, I'm only going to owe 1 water. But because there's extreme heat, I'm actually going to owe 2 because it's going to add an extra water to whatever I owe at the end of the day. So for me, that's easy. I'll pay 2.
For me, I have a full boat, so I would originally need to just skip 2, but since it's extreme heat,
You lose all.
I lose all my water. Now we're all parched.
So she's going to be heading into the next day with no water, which can be dangerous because it starts to cost health when you don't have water at the end of every day.
Yep.
The other thing is that we're now at the end of the day, and it's feeding time at night. So Cordelia, since MJ has 2 danger, is going to attack her boat specifically. So you have to fight Cordelia to finish your day.
All right. So I have a full boat, which means I can use all 3 dice. One of my players is injured, which causes -2 for my rolls. So that cancels out my knife.
Maxine's allows for you to have 2 equipment, so that's not going to help you in this.
That's not going to help me. But my cop allows me +1 on all my rolls. So
you have a +2, a +1, so you're at 3.
no, this cancels out.
Oh, that's
So, yeah.
right. Oh, shoot. So you just have a plus. All right, so you need to roll a 6 with 3 dice to 6 or more.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, you said it.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Destroyed her. Okay, cool. So MJ makes it through, no problem. All danger meters are reset to 0 now that we're going into the next day. We will come down here, move into the morning. We'll take out these cards. first deal in a daily status.
It is a clear day.
So perfect. There's going to be no effects whatsoever to the day. The day will progress as normal. And then our creature.
Let's see.
Oh boy, Sawtooth. Big bad great white. So today is going to be a much harder day.
Yeah.
And it's going to require more equipment, and it's going to require more luck.
Yeah. So we've shown you the main mechanics through one round, basically one day. As you go through the different days, it's basically rinse and repeat, although it's going to get harder as the days progress. You'll have different daily statuses, different creatures to battle, and it'll get harder to survive.
Yeah, I mean, some of the things you're going to be running into is you're going to be dealing with water issues as that starts to run out. You're going to be dealing with the fact that you're losing crewmates along the way, and at a certain point in the game, there is no ability to get survivors, and that's actually when you get down to around the 6th day. So once the 5th day clears, you can't bring any new people into the boat. So what you have currently in your boat is what you're working with for the last 2 days, which can be really hard when you're facing so many different issues. The other thing is that there's tons of different cards in this deck that present new problems, be them instant problems or be them downgrades and things that you can use against each other. One of my personal favorites being the Devour card that can actually consume an entire player. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of the game.
So that is how you play Float from the Deep. We hope that you're just as excited as we are for the game. To learn more, please go check out our campaign on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's on Kickstarter right now, and so you're going to see on the Kickstarter a bunch of additional details about the game, including our add-on section. We've got some killer add-ons just for the Kickstarter, including some custom dice, some amazing sculpted minis, and we have a booster pack that's going to bring an enemy a lot of people love from old lore into the game. So definitely go back to the campaign and join us in the deep.